have I got some awesome stuff to share with you today. Pull up a cup of something wonderful and get comfy, because this one's going to take a while. And I'm just going to savor it. I'm not going to hurry. If you need to, put me on watch at 2 times the speed, because we got a lot to look at today, and I'm so excited to finally be bringing you this particular haul. This is the stuff that got me high. When I left St. Vinny's that day, I just thought I hit the mother load. And I've been waiting to bring this to you because it was buried beneath hauls from Leanne and Leanne's mom and my mom and friends of the library sale and random trips to St. Vinny's. Stuff just kept getting piled on top of it. But now we are finally there. So again, pull up a chair and get comfy. Okay, I'm going to start with a couple books that I got just to read. Been on a bit of an I Love Lucy kick lately. I used to watch it when I was a kid at my grandma's house, and the episodes just take me back, watching it on her little black and white television. And this was a found biography that when her kids were going through her things, they found that she had written an autobiography that they didn't know about, and there were recordings and there were lots and lots of notes, and she had written this book. So there's pictures. Look how handsome he is. And she was so beautiful. Oh my goodness, such a pretty lady. And between the two of them, an incredibly talented duo. So I got this just to read and enjoy, nothing tearing up about it at all. The books at St. Vinny's on regular price days are 60 cents. I have started it, quite enjoying it. I love hearing their stories and their voices. It sounds like she's telling me her life, it's awesome. Another one I got just to read is The Tender Bar, a memoir of a young man growing up with an absent father, with a favorite uncle who owned a bar. And the uncle encouraged him to read a lot. I happened to just come across the movie as well recently, right after I bought the book. So I watched the movie, and I'm very excited to read the book. Love reading memoir. Hey, hang on. What do we have here? Huh? I love ephemera, found ephemera. Beautiful spider web. Little mushrooms. What is this? Something from 1977. Mag Book Publishers. Huh. No idea. But how cool is that? And what do we have here? From the desk of Matt. Transition trim. Must be putting in a new floor. Clean den. Organize the closets. Crown molding on base. Search for customer service videos. Help desk, make calls. Number for certification questions, success@wired.com. So it can't be that old. Clean the garage, read book, mow lawn, weed whack lawn. Sounds like one of my days. Can you cram any more stuff in there, Matt? Go a little easy on yourself. Put down 3 things to do today instead of 30. You feel better about yourself at the end of the day. Looking forward to reading that book. That is all for the reading material. Straight up reading material. I'm going to read some of these others too. I'll tell you all about those and why when we get there. Just in case nobody has told you today, you are awesome. That may be why I bought the book. Honestly, I don't even remember buying this book. I don't remember seeing it before, but apparently I thought it was a good idea. I'd like you to check out the cover. It's a bit of a board book. Even children's board books are not this thick. Look how thick that is. Why? Why would it be that thick for this tiny little book. The only thing I can think of is it's for the craft room, and maybe that's to keep it safe. I have no idea. And maybe I got it to do a glue book in. Again, I have no recollection whatsoever of why I bought this book or even buying it. Beautiful end papers, pretty color. And I love this stuff. It practically glows. It is truly a neon orange paint. Whoo! She lights up the room. So, fun papers. I will be tearing this up or using it as a glue book. I'm not sure. There are some pretty fussy cutting things to make use of. Some interesting ideas for craft projects. But they're, I don't know, they're pretty not craft things that I'd like to do. This would be fun, torn out from my ransom letters collection. This would make a good backdrop of something. This would make a good page insert, as would this illustration. Some fun books to fussy cut out. This is pretty, just this wood. Cut that out. Use bits and pieces of it. There's more of that neon orange. Holy Hannah! Oh, how is she bright! But what a fun addition to a bright journal. So gorgeous numbers. And again, these beautiful pastel papers. I got a really good compliment. I would like to share this with you. I'll probably should pin it somewhere when I get back online. I will pin it so that it's easy for you to find. But Candace at Candy Cane Creates said something to the effect of she appreciates the beautiful books that I share that aren't the same as everyone else buys. And I thought that was such a nice compliment, because that's the whole point of this, is I find things that spark me, because I don't find things that everyone else has. It's just not how my St. Vinny's work. I've always said that the place I live is like a planet unto itself. It's a very strange, time warpy, stuck in a different era place. And so I don't find what other people find. And I tend to see things differently than most. And I'm also willing to look at some things that at first my mind dismisses for some reason, like this. None of these crafts interest me in the least. So I'm not looking at this as a craft book, but I do have my rainbow journal going, rainbow necklace. I love fussy cutting. I have a reader's journal going, so I will cut out art book or fussy cut out the books for art for that project. It doesn't have to be just what it is on face value. So, Candace, if you're watching this, and I think you are, because you are like me, we're thrifting all the time, gathering up all those goodies for our craft projects. I appreciate the comment, and I will continue to do so. Ideally. Next, Christmas Unwrapped. Lighthearted humor to get you through the holidays. These books come out all over the place. Hallmark, Walmart, Meijer, they all have these little gift books that are fairly cheap, about $6. This one is from Hallmark, $6, $7. And then after Christmas, or the year later, or 2 years later, people don't know what to do with them, so they just put them in a garage sale or put them out to St. Vinny's. This can be a number of things. It can be a Christmas glue book. Pages that you don't want to change, you can just leave. Things that are, like, he kind of creeps me out. I would cover him up. I would glue book maybe the shelf elf over him. He's the same era, but he's weird. So it could just be a glue book. It could be take pieces out of it to, for example, when I did my dad's red, white, and blue stuff, I could have taken this out and put a little bit of whimsy into that project because it's the right color scheme, and just a tiny little tuck in that, you know, like I said, a tiny bit of whimsy. Even though his journal had nothing to do with Christmas, it was all red, white, and blue, United States of America, handle with care, special delivery. This would have fit perfect in there. Post haste, there's little little things that if it's a little poem or a little funny, you could tuck into a Christmas journal or tuck into Happy Mail just by, tearing it out. And if something on the back that you're not quite sure of, then just do a collage over it. There's lots of fussy cutting in here. This would be a perfect backdrop for some kind of winter journal page project. Fold it, make a little journal card out of it. We know I'm doing at least one dog journal, so I'll probably tear this out fashion faux pas. Why, to you who dress your dogs and cats in cutesy coats and Santa hats, give me just a little clue. What did Fluffy ever do to you? My dad says this is why pets kill their owners. Poor pets, they are so patient with us. But I would tear that out and put that in my dog journals. Beautiful fussy cuts. Look how gorgeous that is. So beautiful. I'm trying to do this sitting down, so it sounds weird. I apologize. All of these pages have trim, so you could use these as trim, or again, if you're wanting to use it as a glue book and you don't like that page, just glue up to the trim. I love books that have multiple projects, multiple uses, because again, just because you're shopping at a thrift store doesn't mean you shouldn't be thrifty. And before I forget, because I always do, on my Patreon page, free for the taking, you don't have to be a patron to get it, I have a thrift store shopping list organized by department for your shopping pleasure, to make things a little bit easier. What to look for in the office section, what to look for in the book section, what to look for the household section. So if you are into, or you want to start thrift shopping for your junk journal in your craft room, your junk journal projects in your craft room, go grab that. Again, it's just free for the taking. I use Patreon page for my freebies because I don't have a website yet. Everything is coming soon. But for now, that's where the freebies are at. And just scroll down, because there's several on there. Just scroll down to the thrift store shopping list and print it out. Oh, look, pet peeves. I'd rather eat a reindeer whole, or have my stocking stuffed with coal, or perch upon a blazing log, or drink an egg without the nog, or skinny dip where Santa dwells, than hear a dog sing jingle bells. Backdrop for index cards or collages, fussy cut because it's so pretty, fun fussy cutter backdrop. So many uses from this one little book. And these come, there's Valentine's, there's love for grandparents, there's best friends, sisters, there's gardening. I mean, any topic under the sun, you can find these little gift books. Again, 60 cents. And if you catch them on a good day, 30 cents. In and out of the garden. I do garden, not a lot. I do have a flower garden. Once in a while I'll grow tomatoes, but I'm not a gardener. So why would I pick this book up? Well, look at the beautiful artwork. It's very much akin to Susan Branch with her. This is even finer detailed than Susan Branch's work. Who is this? Sarah Mida? I don't know. It has a very Susan Branch feel, and if you're not familiar with Susan Branch, I'll throw a picture up here. I said this on another video. I think Susan Branch is every bit as beautiful as Edith Holden. Different. It's a different font and a different vibe, but every bit is beautiful, and Susan Branch is far easier to find. She has her own font, so all of her stuff, much like this, is all in this beautiful font. Now this is not Susan Branch, but it's gorgeous, just gorgeous. Little seed packets. These can be inchies if you want to cut them out one by one. You're well started on some inchies. Put a pretty backing on them and a little word, and you're done. I love this. The basket is made of words. So cool. I love these patterned end papers too. You see them in a lot of the older books. How old is this one, by the way? Do we know? 1981. But so beautiful. Some black and white work as well. If you're just doing a black and white journal, looky here. Rainbow. Rainbow, rainbow for my rainbow journal. Noah's soup. Greens, purples, and so delicate. Watercolor is so beautiful. Look at all these things to cut out. Look at all these things to cut out. Wow. And then here in the back, some of her sketches, perhaps. Some of her handwriting. We know now why she uses a font. Because it's much neater. Much, much neater. Look at all the black and white stuff. This is good too if you're wanting to learn how to sketch. These kind of things, you know, they're just a few lines, but they suggest a little house or a church or an outhouse or a garden or a guy gardening. I mean, if you look at it, there's not much to it, but we know what it is. So this is great. This kind of stuff is helpful if you're trying to learn how to sketch as well. Cut it out if you're doing the almost as ubiquitous as butterflies bee journal. Cut it out, back it, and now you've got a nice little journal card. Not much on the back of it, but more bee stuff. This would be great page just as it is. Hinge it into your bee journal. Oh, they were pears. I thought they were eggs. They're pears. Just so beautiful. So, many of these other ones I looked up on Amazon. I might as well look this one up too, and we'll just see. Oh, I can't. Using my phone. Hello. I'm sure you can get this on Amazon. It's only 40 years old. I'm sure Amazon, eBay, look for it at St. Vinny's. I'm sure she has other work out too. Sarah, M-I-D-D-A. Grumpy Cat. I'm working on a cat journal eventually. And I love Grumpy Cat. I am Grumpy Cat. I'm Krabby Crafter. You know, it's along the same line. Everything irritates us. So I can totally relate with Grumpy Cat. So I'm working on this cat journal. My cousin likes cats, and she too is grumpy, so I think she likes Grumpy Cat. I can see either giving this to her just as a gift, used gift, or using bits and pieces of it in my cat journal, or like the other ones, taking bits and pieces of it out. Maybe do a pet journal, maybe do a mood journal and have a grumpy word search. All these grumpy words. What fun is that? Grumpy reading list. I said I'm doing a reader's journal, so he would be a great touch of humor in a pretty serious journal. Les Miserables, Grapes of Wrath, Crime and Punishment, A Tale of Two Kitties, and Bleak House. You gotta love that kind of humor. Grumpy Moments. Monuments. I can read. Why I Hate Kittens. Who hates kittens? Fun stuff. Punch these out if you have probably a 1-inch punch. Just punch and punch and punch, and you have all kinds of cat charms and cat things to play with on both pages. Even just this, it's what looks to be raindrops, gray raindrops. I love that. Completely uncat related, just not even related. Put it in a journal that has to do with rain or something. I don't know. I also wanted to share with you, in here is the recipe for a litter box cake. I made a litter box cake once for a Halloween party, and I tasted it because I didn't want it to be horrible. It was just chocolate cake, and I don't even remember what else, but it was so realistic. It even had crystals in it, like crystal cat litter. You put it in a clean cat litter box when you serve it with a brand new kitty litter scoop that's been cleaned and washed properly and whatnot. And you make little, pardon me, turds out of Tootsie Rolls that have been microwaved just a little bit. And it was so realistic, no one would eat it. I threw the whole thing away. But it was fun. It was the talk of the party, so you just never know what you're going to find in these books. And birding. Just started feeding the birds recently in my backyard. Just in time for everyone to say, stop feeding the birds. There's bird flu going around. You'll kill them. So I stopped feeding the birds this spring almost as quickly as I started feeding the birds. But I learned a lot. I learned what birds are in my yard. I learned what they like and what they don't like. I learned what other critters come when you feed the birds. For example, when you put out hummingbird feeders, a whole bunch of bees come out too. Not just bees. I don't mind bees. Yellow jackets. Those are ignorant a-holes. They have no purpose other than just to be ignorant. So those came with my hummingbird feeders. Mice came, and something called a pine squirrel, they're hyperactive, miniature, little destructive beasts. Squirrels, some cats, because they were chasing the birds, and the squirrels. So I'm not sure I'll go back to feeding birds, ? Not sure. But this book on birding is so beautiful, so I may keep it in case I decide to go birding again in my backyard. Or it has some absolutely beautiful fussy cuts, illustrations. Oh, we're off camera here. I'm sorry. Fussy cuts and beautiful illustrations, watercolory and pencil sketches, beautiful photography, maps, beautiful fonts. Oh, she's on that beautiful kick again. Look, owls. Oh, they're so awesome. They are so flippin' awesome. Little barred owl nestlings bringing food to the babies. Great horned owl. So majestic. This one might be worth getting another copy of so I could have one to tear up and have one to keep and refer to. So I don't know what exactly I will do with this one, except just enjoy it like crazy. Look at So I have to put a picture in here of how much this one is on Amazon, or if you can get it on Amazon. I'll put the ISBN there and the title and the who it's by. Beautiful book. Highly recommended, whether you're tearing it up or learning about birding. So we're already at a half hour because I decided I was not going to rush through these. I'm going to cut this one off and I will do the second half. That way, if you don't have time to sit here for an hour and watch me, you don't have to. But I'm going to cut this one short and make the other one. Watch them back to back if you like. But I like options, and I like to give you as many options as possible too. You have a lovely, lovely crafty day. I'll take at the lake. Out for now.